Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to the first episode, as well as the first episode on this channel of a new series within Football Manager 2020 called Fixed Formation with Southampton. Allow me to explain the idea. Okay, so the general idea of this series is that, like it said, Fixed Formation will be using one formation throughout our tenure as manager for a specific team, in this case Southampton. And the goal is to win the league and the Champions League with this team using only a single formation. Why only a single formation? Is because I've been playing FM for quite a few years now, and I always found myself going back to the same old formations: the 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder, or a 4-2-3-1 with an attacking midfielder. And I wanted to try something different, because usually when I try something different, and I see that we're losing games we should be winning, instead of figuring out that I'm doing wrong, I go back to something I know that's working and fix it like that. But it's end up being always the same kind of thing, the same kind of save. And I really want to try something new and also get better at the game, trying to learn what is going on, analyze it, and improve it. And this is also something I hope, if you're watching this, please join in with the progress, with the process. If you see things that you think, well, this could work as a tactical tweak, please let me know, because there are a couple of rules. Like I said, we have a single formation, but we can change the instructions on players, the instructions of the tactics, and the roles they are playing in. So let's say we're starting with a false 9, he can be changed up to a complete forward, to a deep line forward, supporting duties, attacking duties. It can all be changed depending on how we are playing and who is playing there, and also depending on what kind of feedback you give me down in the comments. Now, of course, if we down a man, if we through injury or a red card, we are allowed to tweak the system. We're not gonna overhaul it completely, so now you're playing 10 men at the back, but we will look to solve the problem in the most logical way. I think that's the best way I can explain this. In the case if we leave a team or we are fired, we have a choice, and I'll always give this choice to you. We can keep the current formation and try it with a new team, or we can change the formation to something completely different and try playing that. So those are so that's a bit the thought process behind the idea and the rules. Let's get into the game. Alright, and we are back. So this is the Football Manager save. Welcome to my manager. His name is Kenneth the Papa. Just a little bit of background on him. He was the second best goalkeeper I had in Football Manager 19 in one of my saves. The reason I've chosen him is because he was a homegrown goalkeeper. I think I bought him when he was like 15. Played for me, played for Club Bruges, which was the team I managed in 19. From his 18th birthday till he was about 28. Then I sold him on to Manchester United, where he I think played like another 7 or 8 years as a first team goalkeeper. Also a lot of caps as a national team goalkeeper for Belgium. So he was just a fantastic goalkeeper, really. 33 years of age. The reason I've picked that is because I think, don't quote me on this, but this is the age at which you can get a son as regen in a John. What the fuck is a John? It's regen son. Okay, it's going great so far. But no, so this is the age when you can get a son in Football Manager, which I've never gotten. I'm desperate to finally get a son in Football Manager. It would be really awesome if he were to be a goalkeeper like his dad, but just having a son would be really fun. As you've probably also noticed, is we're playing this save as Southampton. Why Southampton? Well, I kind of looked at the hopefully not final Premier League table of the season. Let's hope we can still see some football. But I kind of looked at the current table and saw which teams were mid-table. So teams like Burnley, like Everton, and like Southampton. The reason I picked Southampton is just because they were the most interesting team to me because of their fantastic youth academy. I think they're also a team. If the first season doesn't go too well, the board will, but we don't get relegated. The board won't be that discontent. I won't be fired immediately. I think it's something like in Everton. If you finish just above relegation, is something that would happen. So I think Southampton will be a really interesting choice to continue this safe. Right then, up next is the formation. What are you playing? For as long as we're at Southampton, which might be really short or which might be quite some long time, depending on what we'll do. You should have seen the rules if all went well. So you know we can leave the team, we can change formation when we leave, or we can keep doing what we're doing, which is this. Right, lads, let me explain. So it's like looks quite defensive. I'll give you that. We're also Southampton, so we're not gonna really take. Gonna play tiki taka at Old Trafford. It's not gonna be a thing very soon. But the idea for this formation started with I wanted really a shadow striker. Back in 19 and in 18, I loved the shadow striker. I loved the attacking midfield role in general. In 20, I haven't really been able to get any success with an attacking midfielder. So I usually ended up playing like a 4-3-3 with like an advanced playmaker or a deep lying playmaker in the center of midfield. And now I really want to get that shadow striker, that player you see for maybe like 5 or 10% of the game, but when he has the ball, you know there's going to be danger, you know there's a big chance for a goal. So it's all about that shadow striker. We've got one striker up in front, a bit to his right, as to give him more space to run into, and someone to play off the back from. In this case, Danny Ings. Trust me, these players are not final. We will need to sign some more. But Danny Ings as a false 9, that's something I'll probably experiment with. I'm not really sure what to play there. Midfield is Carrilero, because I think the wingbacks will be vital for support out wide, as you don't have any wingers, so they'll be pushing up quite a lot, and then the Carrilero will kind of defend the wider positions when they've pushed up. That's at least kind of the idea. And just a box standard center midfielder. It's also subject to change, I think. I might play a box to box there, but you know, we still have preseason. We have a lot of games to try things out. So yeah, let me know what you think. In behind them, we have a deep lying playmaker on the fence, kind of like that anchorman role, but a bit more creative. I think there's even the way I'm describing it. I think there's even like a specific role to that. Must have been a regista. Yeah, deep line playmaker position higher up the pitch. So you might actually make him a regista, but it's just kind of the idea of playing out from the back, having that one player who can split open the defense, give it to the wing backs, who can run in behind the defense, and then eventually find the shadow striker or find the striker to hopefully score a goal. The wing backs, like I said, will be very important. Looking to bomb down the wings, put in some crosses. And I'm actually quite happy with Southampton with the wing backs we have. Both Bertrand and Valeri are quite good, and we have some decent backup. Bertrand is of course 29, so he probably won't be too long here. But Jan Valeri, I don't think I've seen him play. I really haven't heard of him. But these stats at his age, they are fantastic. As for the defense, we have 3 center backs, 2 center backs on defense, and a ball playing defender on cover. It's kind of what I like. I always like the one covering guy trying to swoop up the balls behind the defense. Because I usually play with a high line, and this really helps to, well, defending, I guess. In Interactive, I did put it on defensive with wide, because there are 3 of them. They have a defensive player in front of them. The idea is kind of when the wing backs are pushing up, is that Bednarak and Vestergaard, whoever takes those positions, go a bit wider to help defend those areas. So let's hope that's how it turns out. And in goal for now, a box standard goalkeeper. I am looking to eventually get a sweeper keeper, but I think with the current budget will be keeping gun for now. Right, and now the introductions are over. We know the formation we'll be playing. We know some of the players who I'm looking to keep into the team, mainly the defense, the goalkeeper, probably the attacker. I'm not really sure. It will depend what we can get on the transfer market. But that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna do the transfers, play through preseason, and I'll see you back in a little bit after we hopefully strengthened the team. How the hell do we only have 5 coaches? 6 in total. Like, we're a Premier League team. This is pathetic. 8 scouts though, and 6 out of 3 data analysts, so someone didn't finish like level 1 mass or something. Alright, squad introduction. Time to make a good impression on the lads. With a single option. I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself to you as the new Southampton head coach. Oh, they're loving it. We're gonna win the Premier League. Which is not even an option we can choose. Jesus Christ. I'm very positive about our chance, and I think we can beat the job and stay in the division this season. They love it. It's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. Wait, what did I click? Are they asking more questions? So, small problem. This head coach I used for another save. Apparently he's not able to speak English. Whilst managing in England. And having played in England for many years. We're off to a great start. Manchester City have just signed Francisco Collin for 47.5 million euros. And I thought my transfer window was going bad. Alright, and that brings us to the end of the transfer window, and I don't think any players left. No, all of those players left in real life. I brought in a couple of extra players, couldn't really do much, had about 11 million in transfers. So the first player we brought in is someone I'm really looking forward to using, Evan Indiga from Eintracht Frankfurt. Very young potential French centre back, really tall, really fast, good jumping, decent passing, overall good physicals, good technicals, mentally maybe lacking a bit in the aggression area, but still just 19 years of age. Brought in for 8.5 million. He'll be straight into the team. Kylian Jacob, he's on loan here from Augsburg. Just the wingbacks will be very important for the team. So just having some more depth in the squad. In centre midfield, we signed the Belgian Peter Gerkens. Not up to Premier League level, I would say, but he's just a player like he can play a couple of roles in the midfield. His mentals are quite good. Physically, really not that solid, but technically he's alright. So he might do a job like being substituted in for the last 20 minutes for a game. And finally, we have Livin. Livin? I have no clue. Guzawa from PSG. We signed him all the steal for like 3 million, 3.3 million euros from PSG. He was on the transfer list. Overall, just a really solid French left back. Rai Bertrand will still be starting, but I'm guessing this guy will give him some competition. And that brings us to eventually the final squad, which we will be starting the season with. As I said, not that much has changed. The transfer budget was really limited. So we're sticking with Angus Gunn in goal. Overall, a really decent goalkeeper. Great aerial reach, good reflexes, good handling, good kicking. He's like nearly 2 meters tall. So I think he'll do the job for us. First centre back we have of the partnership of 3. Is there a word for a partnership of 3? Freership? Threesome? No idea. Anyway, Kevin Denso, he's not one of our players, but he is here in on loan for a season. 20 years of age, Austrian centre back. Very strong, quite fast, good jumping, good technicals. He is someone I might even look into permanently signing. I think there's even a clause in his contract. Yeah, optional future fee of 11 million. I might do that. We had a look at Indica already. So on the left we have Jan Bednarek. He was here already at Southampton. Just an overall decent centre back. It's a bit of a team at Southampton, as no one is really amazing, but they're all just a bit decent. So I think a true mid-table team. Valery, we've talked about him. He's really good, really young, really fast, good crossing and dribbling at the age of 20. He might be very important for the team. Højbjerg as the deep line playmaker on defense. He was a really promising player, I think, a couple of years ago, and not gonna say he didn't fulfill his promise, but I think some people might have thought he would have been at a top tier Premier League team by now. But I'm all the more happy to have him still at Southampton. Ryan Bertrand currently injured for 6 days, but like you saw, we have some decent backup. If he is out for a longer time, I don't know if he'll be able to start the first game of the season, but I'm not too worried about that. Romeo in the Carrilero position, again, just technically decent, physically maybe not that fast, but I think he'll do the job. Mentally, really insane. A lot of 16s, even an 18 in there. He looks really good. James Ward-Prowse, another fan favorite, I think, from previous FMs. Fantastic corners, great crossing, great free kick taking, vision and work rate also very good. 18 natural fitness and 18 stamina. He is one of those players that I see playing nearly every game for the entire season, if he can remain injury free. Nathan Redmond, normally the very fast winger, is going to be our shadow striker. Apparently not really loving it. All the stats are going down, but there wasn't really anyone I could bring in with better stats than his, so I think we should give him a chance to at least try and learn the role. And then Danny Ings, as mentioned before, and taking up the striker position, still as a false 9 on support. He had a decent preseason, not scoring that many goals, although, 4 goals in 9 appearances, 2 assists, not too shabby. Wasn't against the best of teams, but still, they have to learn to play with each other, learn the tactic, learn their roles. So I can't be too disappointed. As for preseason, it was mixed. We've beaten our under 23s 3-0. Hajduk, I think, is a Croatian team, beaten them 3-0. Unpronounceable name, we drew 1-1. Teplici, I think they're Italian, we won 3-1. Cittadella, another Italian team, very disappointing 1-0 loss. Fevar, something along those lines, another 3-0 win. Kingstonian 3-0 again. Rio Ave, Portuguese team, we drew 1-1, and we finished preseason against Carpi in a 2-2 all draw. We'll be starting the season against Burnley in the Premier League. After that, we'll see. I'll play a couple of games off screen and come back somewhere in September. I think maybe the Palace and the Liverpool game. That's about the plan I have for the save. Is play a couple of games off screen and then show you 2 games live. Not live, but on video. You know how this works. As for the predictions, we are predicted to finish mid-table. The board has set an objective of just not getting relegated. I think I would be happy with 11th. I think it's really tough to guess if this is fair on us. We are a mid-table team, to be honest. But if he, a couple of bad results and like Watford starts well, Newcastle, Brighton, those are all teams who can jostle for that mid-table position. So you'll have to be very careful. We're not looking for European spots or anything. Maybe with a bit of a decent cup run, but if we can solidify ourselves mid-table Premier League, get a good cup run, get a bit of money, and then improve the team from there, I think that'll be very interesting and the best way to do it. Alright then, that was about the rundown of the entire team. I'm gonna continue stepping forward now to the first game, which is in a couple of days, and see you guys then. So, I've skipped about maybe not even 1 day ahead, and I accidentally skipped the tactical briefing. which I usually let my assistant manager do, which isn't that bad in and of itself. But then this happens. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't foresee this. Danny Ings is out for 2 to 3 months. We don't really have a decent replacement for him up top. So yeah, I have no clue what I'm gonna do. This is bad. So here we are at the final team selection for the first game of the season. So like I said, Danny Ings out for a little bit. Che Adams will make his debut for Southampton and take his place. The only other substitute is Kurzawa, also making his debut, replacing Ryan Bertrand, who wasn't completely fit. As for the rest, everything is like it is, like it was before. So yeah, away at Burnley, let's hope for a good start to the season. As they are playing a box standard 4-4-2. Burnley, like I said, mid-table team this season. One of the teams I was looking at to play this series as. Eventually didn't pick them. But Nick Pope, very good goalkeeper. Ashley Barnes and Wood. I know I tend to struggle against these two in Football Manager for some reason. So Burnley it's one of those teams, either you win big or you lose big. Let's hope it's the first one. As the players are coming out to start the season, a new chapter for Southampton, a formation no one probably saw coming, and it's an early chance for South with Indica, and it's a bit of kerfuffle in the okay. Sometimes the 3D match engine in Football Manager is just fantastic, but it's an early chance for us, so quite promising. Let's hope we can continue on this and get another goal. Or a goal, we haven't scored yet. As it's another highlight, Ward-Prowse with another free kick, whipped in, headed over by, I think it was Indica again. He's really looking to make a good impression on his first start. As it's now Burnley with a free kick. And Gunn just about saves it. Doesn't manage to keep it, but it's out and it's out for a corner. And McNeil just hits it over everyone as we get a replay, and useless replay that was never over the line, as apparently Nathan Redmond has also picked up a bit of a knock. So the team is dropping like flies here. As we've reached the first half, the end of the first half, not really that much has happened. We've had a couple of good chances, as have Burnley. We're probably a little bit the better team, but still no goals as of yet. And I'm thinking if we should change something or not, as most of our chances came from a Ward-Prowse free kick. But I don't really see what else we could do. As I've already said, the wingbacks to get further forwards to help out with the attackers, as you actually only have the one player on actual attacking role or duty. Look, I think we're gonna start the second half like this. I'd totally accept a draw, but if you can sneak a win, then that would be magnificent. As Burnley are trying to play it out from the back, finding Gudmundsson, back to Loughton. I think who's that? Redmond trying to put a little bit of pressure. It's a big ball. Valerie manages to intercept, and now it's Ward-Prowse, and we can build from this. Romeo. Well, it was going to be to Redmond, but he found Kurzawa, who plays it all the way back. Now it's with Redmond, who makes an absolutely sensational and hits it, and Pope manages to save it. But Nathan Redmond not really understanding the shadow striker role. And I hoped he would just play his maker in behind, get the ball back, but it was a good chance. As we're now at the 65th minute mark, and it's still 0-0. We've played better than expected, I have to be honest. But I'm gonna give Peter Gerkens a running. And try and see what Ward-Prowse does as a box-to-box midfielder. I feel like he could really unlock this game, as most of the things have gone through him. And Valerie not having the best match, so Walker Peters will be substituted in for him. And maybe just try a bit more attacking on Adams. I think a trequartista is also an option. Or maybe just a complete forwards. Kind of doing it all at once. Yes, let's try this. And ask for some passion. Come on, lads. Like all of these first few matches, we can't really judge the tactic in, I think. Because they still need to learn to play together and learn the tactic. But it seems like another highlight for us. Nope. Player just loses like an idiot, and if we concede because of this, Gun does well to save it. It was a poor effort, but still. And it looks like we'll finish the first game of the series on a very boring 0-0. Sadly, Paul Cheney, probably the best person on the field, was the referee, so it's promising. It was a tough result to take. I'm not too discontent. We had the better of the match. We were the away side with a tactic that we still very much need to learn, although less than I expected. Apparently, it's especially the position and role and duty parts they need to learn. But yeah, 0-0 in beaten start of the season. Champions in the making. As that will be that for the first episode of the new series. Please let me know what you thought about it. If you have any ideas how to improve the series, how to improve the tactic, or even from a technical standpoint, definitely let me know. I'll read every single comment because there will be no comments on this video. But I'll see you again. Let's come back for the let's come back like I said before, for the Palace and Liverpool games. Hopefully we'll have picked up a couple of points by then. It's quite a difficult start to the season. We even have United and Chelsea back to back there. Yes, it's gonna be a very tough season, but I am really looking forward to it. I really wanna learn more about the game and get a tactic to work which I'm not comfortable with. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and till the next one.